You may benefit from the Baroque artwork made by Caravaggio, specifically his painting called Calling of St. Matthew. In Calling of St. Matthew, Caravaggio depicts a scene based on the verse Matthew 9:9, which says, Jesus saw a man named Matthew at his seat in the custom house and said to him, "Follow me." And Matthew rose and followed him. In this Baroque artwork, Caravaggio uses the Baroque qualities of naturalism, drama, and a contrast of light and dark to enhance the painting. The painting shows Christ, who is identified because of the halo around his head, pointing at Levi, who became Matthew. With this gesture, Jesus commands Levi to a higher calling, who points himself in disbelief. There is a beam of light in the painting that directs the viewer to Levi, which is a light calling him to join Christ. Caravaggio's contrast of light and dark, and his injected naturalism into the representation of sacred subjects, reduced Matthew 9, verse 9, into a scene of human drama. This drama brings the story to life, making you, the viewer, see and feel the calling of St. Matthew. These are just some of the many reasons why you may benefit from the Baroque artwork made by Caravaggio. On October 31st, 1517, Martin Luther nailed his 95 Theses, which started the Protestant Reformation. Luther's ideas led to a split of the Western Christendom, leading to the Catholics' and Protestants' divergent stances on the role of art in churches. Catholics believed that art in churches was to aid in communication with God, while Protestants thought that images of Christ, the Virgin, and saints could lead to idolatry and distracted viewers from focusing on worship. As part of the Counter-Reformation, the Council of Trent was created to review these differing views and to come up with a conclusion. In 1563, they decided that images of Christ, the Virgin, and saints are to be placed and retained in churches and other places. In 1566, however, Calvinists visited Catholic churches in the Netherlands, shattering stained glass windows, smashing statues, and destroying paintings and other artwork that they thought were idolatrous. This Counter-Reformation led to the era of Baroque art. Artistic interpretation seen in Baroque art differs from those available to Christians of Luther's Reformation because art during the Reformation was easier to interpret and there were not a lot of religious artworks being created. Baroque art can be hard to interpret because there is not a specific style during this era. Artists were trying different things to move away from the styles that they have previously seen. Though differing views of Catholics and Protestants led to less commissions for religious artwork in churches and even for private commission. Catholics liked having art in the church because they believed that it could help communicate with God. In Caravaggio's Calling of St. Matthew, he uses the Baroque style of naturalism and a contrast of light and dark to create a scene of intrigue, passion, and drama. Christians can feel passion with this Baroque artwork because they can see Christ calling St. Matthew into a place of higher power. While this is not depicted in the artwork, Christians are called by Christ to spread his word, what Christ is doing in Calling of St. Matthew. Christians can feel passion because they can see that they are also being called. Baroque art was meant to bring a visual sensation to life, while during the Reformation, artists may have not been able to bring pieces to life because of the conflict between Catholics and Protestants. This is exactly what is happening in Caravaggio's Calling of St. Matthew.